now. Okay, Jules, I'm gonna let you get me in.
Sorry if you get seasick because I'm moving around. For our folks that are in attendance. We are super excited to be here with Agent to Agent Referrals. Of course, we're going to start in 10 minutes-ish. So thank you for being early. I love people that are early versus late. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We've got about 6 minutes. Our other host, I haven't seen her join yet. For those of you that know the amazing Luz Abreu, she's incredible. The queen of referrals. Good morning. Good morning, Chris. Good morning, Mercy. Thank you guys for coming. I think this is going to be a great sesh, masterclass, whatever. I don't know. Masterclass is just kind of a fun name. I don't know. I didn't think of it. I stole it. If any of you are in my ecosystem, you know R&D means rip off and duplicate. Good morning, Nikki. Good morning. I have to have glasses to see who you all are. So sorry. Migdol. Good morning. We are waiting for our famous friend Luz, and we do have a few minutes before we start. Good morning, Jane. I think in the chat, we can also, I'm going to ask my trusted, amazing person, Jules here. Jules, can they put questions in the chat too, in addition? Okay, so if you have questions and you want further clarification on something, make sure you put them in the chat. Good morning, Jane from Boston. Love seeing that. We're headed to Chicago this weekend and for next week for a conference, and I heard it's equally warm in the north as it is here in Southwest Florida. You've got Luz that's joining us today. Again, thank you for being early. We're going to start on time at 10 a.m. And if you have any questions or any thoughts and you want to get them in now, early on, feel free to put them in the chat. Luz is pretty amazing. Can I see show of hands? Like, can they, Jules, like put up a thumbs up if you know Jules personally? Not Jules, Jules my assistant. If you know Luz personally, go ahead and put it in the chat. Love to know that because she is pretty incredible. Paula Anaruma, nice to see you this morning. Also from another market and has bought down in Southwest Florida, which is kind of fun to do. Good morning. Love that. We're waiting on Luz. Oh, fabulous. She is going to be a panelist. She has a lot of energy. So when she comes on, be strapped in. She's going to love that. She is going to love that. Okay. Yes, I have. I know Luz from the Tom Ferry Network. Thank you, Paula. Yes, absolutely. If you're in where we are in the Tom Ferry Network, everyone knows Luz. Luz in Miami. There she is. Luz/Miami. Oh, there's her camera.
How are you people?
All the people are good. We got a little less than 4 minutes, so you're in perfect timing.
Awesome. Let me turn.
Luz was traveling, and I had some family things going on this week. So our things are not perfect. So our slides are not perfect, but better yet, not just the slides, is the person in general. Luz is the person we want. Let's see, how do I get that chat back up?
Mary.
Yeah, so she's got her photos over there. Show the chat previews. Jules, how do I get my chat? Oh, here we go. Thanks. I got it. Sorry, I'm just a little klutzy with what we have this morning. All right, so if you have questions for Luz or myself, make sure you put them in the chat. Luz, you can see the chat. We got 3 minutes before we start. We're going to start on time, and we're going to get you out of here either on time, depending on your questions, or early. But this is agent to agent referral. I mean, my friends, wait till you see the numbers. Now, Luz was traveling, and Luz is an influencer, for those of you that know, as you can tell by the way she dressed and the way she talks, and she knows everyone, and it's amazing. Maybe the numbers aren't necessarily her gift, but somebody gives me my numbers. So we're going to show you how much the Bartos Group has made in gross commission income. That'll be a little bit lower. So McDowell, good morning, Mary Luz and Nancy Moore, awesome. FYI, Paula said she might have to leave early, no worries. If you do, we have slides and it is recorded, right, Jules? It is recorded.
Yes,
so
it is recording. Thank you, Paula, for being here.
I'm in here. Yeah, sorry. We're still working. My computer, you know, has anybody ever had where their computer is a nightmare? Is it just me? I hate my computer, and it decided this weekend that it did not like me at all. So part of it is I can't hear on it, so I'm in my earbuds. It's just a crazy, crazy thing. Anyway, we have a couple minutes, Luz. I have 9:58 and 30 seconds, so a minute and a half, and we will get started. So Luz is probably one of the coolest people I know. She is larger than life and she loves to party. And when she parties, she actually meets every single person in that room, and she's always memorable. Now, my question to you for something to think about is, are you memorable? Do people go, oh yeah, I remember that crazy person, or I remember that really smart person, or whatever it is. So being memorable is kind of something really important in real estate. I don't know, Luz, what do you think? Is being memorable important?
It is absolutely important. I think that my success doing agent to agent referral has always been me being present when I'm meeting somebody and focusing on that relationship. I see all the time that people ask me sometimes hey, do you focus only on certain people, certain market? And I go no, I want to meet as many people as I can. And I wanted to be able to connect with as many people as I can. And something that I always say is, people do not connect with cards. People connect with people and who you are and what you bring to the table. So I see all the time when I go to conferences that people will just lay out marketing material on the tables, on the shirts when we come back from our break. And that is not the right way to do it, because you don't even know who is sitting on that chair. You don't even know who's sitting on that table. And what you want to do is really create that connection and handshake. So that way the people some people remind me because of the way that I handshake. It's strong. I'm looking at your eyes. So you have to do whatever it takes to make that moment count. That's what I will say.
I love that. Well, we're straight up at 10 o'clock, so we're going to move to the presentation. Again, put any questions you have in the chat. Make sure you connect with Luz. We'll have all of her stuff below. Can we move the presentation? Jules, if anybody of you, I welcome you to Southwest Florida to be in my studio to check it out. But this is like the little piece of it in the back that you get to see. The rest of it is where the magic happens. So, I'm doing these master classes for a number of reasons, and I'll talk about that later. But we do have a team. I am the Chief Visionary Officer of Bartos Group. I am an individual contributor and the team within a team and the visionary of the company. Our stats, are what they are. I'm a wife and a mother. My incredible sons are below there in photos. And key things about me that people may not know: I'm a geeky engineer by education. And if you're very close to me, you'll know that I love to laugh and have fun and tease. So this is our gorgeous team. I think we have a photo of it next. And there they are. This was what we did last year. Photoshop helped us with the balloons this year. I personally prefer balloons, but we did a Photoshop. Anyway, on to the person that's really most important, and that is Luz. So Luz, who are you, girl? Who are you?
Well, I am a proud Latina. I was born in the Dominican Republic, super proud to be from my beautiful island. And I moved to this country 16 years ago. And it was funny because, most people, when they come as an immigrant to the United States, everybody needs documents. So through my mother, she requested me. So I have this green card that everybody was dying to have. And I had it, but I didn't feel the need for me to come to United States because I have a good life in DR. I had an amazing job. I have an amazing group of friends. So everything I knew was there. So I never thought that as a possibility for me to come to this country until every time that I was traveling on vacation to United States, they were sending me to a little room asking me, hey, if you have this green card, why is it that you don't live here? And I was like, oh, well, because, I have a good life in the art. Until one day they told me, well, if you don't come and live here, we will have to take that away from you because there is millions of people wanting to have what you have. And if you don't gonna use it, then we will give it to someone else who does. And then, that made me think, is this really something that I want to let go, knowing that so many people want it and I got it just because? And then it was that time of my career that it was the end of the year 2005, and then my director of sales I used to work for Verizon. She said to me, Luz, your eyes are not lighting up anymore. And I was like, what do you mean? And she said, like, yeah, your numbers are great. You are doing great. Your team, I had 150 employees under my belt. And she was like, your employees love you. Everybody love you here, but I don't see you smile anymore as I used to. And then, I broke and I started, crying. And she was like, let's create a plan where we can get that smile back. And then I decided to come to United States and give it a try and see if I find something different here. And I did. So I decided.
And it's amazing. You're amazing.
I decided to move. I start from ground zero. My first job here was a Gap. I went to study English at the Miami-Dade College here. Then I took private classes to make, to improve my pronunciation and my speaking and all that. And it has been a process, like, leaving your country where you have everything you need, or at least everything you think you need, or everything you need on your front eyes. And then you go to a different world and you go like, wow, there is so much to do. There is so much adventures to go in. There is so much to learn. There is so many amazing people to meet, and there are so many incredible relationships to build. And then you say, okay, let's do this. So this is a little bit of the things that people say about me. Like, people say that I'm always happy. So yes, now I'm always happy, always giving. I love to give not only my love, but my time and my appreciation to those who might value or might not. Like, throughout the years you grow and you learn. It doesn't matter. Like, some people will value what you have to give and others don't. But that's okay. Don't stop giving. That's what I say to myself. I'm joyful. That's what people say about me. And I think I focus myself every single day to work on my inner self. So that way, when I'm ready to go out there, I have everything to give. And like, I am in a great mood. I am in a great energy. And it's not that I don't have problems. I said that all the time to people because they say, oh, you always laughing. Doesn't mean that you don't have problems. I do a lot. Like, everybody does. But I take the time to deal with those issues in my house. So that way, when I am out, people can get the best I can give them.
I love that.
And those energy. Yeah, I think that's true. I'm fun, loyal. 100% loyal, and loyalty is one of the things that I value the most. Like, I think that this world can be different, but we are the ones responsible to make the world different. There is no way that we will create a world different of what we have if what we are giving to this universe is different from what we are expecting. So loyalty is absolutely one of my number one values. As a friend, my friend says that I am the best friend. I'm always thinking, what can I do to make them happy? What can I do to create experiences for them? What can I do to make that time that they are giving me memorable? So yeah, I think they are absolutely right. And well, yeah, I'm stylish.
Well, yeah, of course. If you follow, you should follow Luz, let me tell you. She works out like a fiend, and she's always stylish working out from that perspective. Jules, go ahead and hit us on the next slide because
Well, working
we
out,
wanted-
I'm not that stylish, but you know, it is what
you
it
look fabulous. What are you talking about? So we are doing these masterclass series, and you can see a couple of them that we've done before. This is the third one. We're going to skip next month, and the following month we're going to talk about customer appreciation and gift giving and all the stuff we do for that. But the reason we're doing this masterclass series is to make sure that we're contributing back to the industry and being a knowledge broker for others. I love that Zig Ziglar says you can have everything in life you want if you just help other people get what they want. And that's what Luz was talking about from that perspective. She's talking about she gives back, she's loyal, she makes sure that people know they are the most important thing to her always, and in front of her, she doesn't look at anybody else. She's amazing. So go ahead, Jules, and hit the next slide. So really one of the things, and I want to hit on this because, let me tell you, there's nobody better than Luz at partying and marketing and everything that goes along with that. But the work behind it, and Luz, I know we've been in masterminds before. If you're not, it's a small group discussion. You're going to find your tribe, 5, 6 people, similar size, growth goals, etc. You're going to meet regularly. You're going to focus in on a topic, for a period of time. Because you shouldn't hang with those people forever and ever and ever and ever. You should do it together and then split up and multiply. Currently, for me, these are the masterminds that I attend on a weekly or bi-weekly basis or monthly. You can see those 3. And in past masterminds where Luz and I have continued to be a part of and is a second home resort agents, Southwest Florida agents, and then Luz and I have done various topics with various people as we've been walking, this life together. It's important, again, to get knowledge and share it with people. And if you don't want to share it in your market, which most people don't, get people from outside your market, but they need to be the same size. Luz, what do you have to say about masterminds?
Well, the first time I heard about the word mastermind was through our coaching program. And I have to say that mastermind have absolutely transformed the way I think, because it makes a huge difference when you are able to talk to people that are on the same search of greatness and growth about the challenges that you have. So I have countless events where like my mastermind partners will come with a issue, a frustration, a challenge that they have, and together we can create a solution. And then that solution will apply to all of us when we encounter to the same problem. Also, when you decide that you want to take a different avenue in your business, it is such a support group of people saying, I'm here for you. We can do this together. And there is not that jealousy that usually we find in our own markets. Like, I remember when I started real estate, like there was no one here in my market for me to go and ask any question. And it is so funny because it happens to me all the time. The other day I was in a walkthrough, and then when the listing agent came to the walkthrough and she saw me, she was like, "Oh my God, it's you! You came by yourself!" Like, and she was like, like I was a celebrity, and I was, "Yeah, it's me." Like, yeah. And then she said, "Oh my God, I have so many questions to ask you." And then I said, "Well, I will be more than happy to. This is not just the right time because my clients are here, but we can set up a meeting. We can meet at my office." And her reaction was like, "Why do you want to meet with me?" And I was like, no, relax. You told me that you have a bunch of questions for me, and I am open to answer all those questions. And then she said, "Oh my gosh, Luz, I apologize. I wasn't expecting for you to say yes."
That's powerful. Well,
Yeah.
These masterminds can happen in your own market if you're willing to share, but
If
typically
you're willing
most
to
aren't.
share.
They go
Yes.
outside your market. And we've got a couple of people. I know Jamie Engel is on here. Hello, Jamie Engel. She's been in a
Hey,
lot of
my
yours and my
beautiful
early
friend.
ones. Yeah, right. And
Jamie, it was one of the first agents who sent me a referral. So thank you for being here, my beautiful friend.
and vice versa. I've sent and received from her amazing time. So go ahead, Jules, and let's move on from mastermind. Let's see what else we have to do. Oh, one last thing is you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. I love that because whether it's financially, whether it's being a parent, whether it's, gifting, philanthropist, mindset, weight loss, think about those 5 people and think about people in your mastermind that you want to speak into your life. Okay, Jules, let's go on to the next slide. So there's nobody better than holds a party than Luz. But let me segue into this. So the picture below is in our second home market mastermind, and Jamie Engel and her beautiful family. Some of her beautiful family is in there, and Tom Tizak out in Hawaii. Make sure that when you go to events, conferences, whatever, right? Let's meet up with your mastermind in person. That's really important. Take the initiative to do the scheduling of the lunch, the dinner, the breakfast. When I'm in that kind of mode, I'm scheduling, and my family knows, my husband travels with me. Literally, I will have breakfast, lunch, and dinner scheduled, and then go to the bar after. And the conference, although is important, sometimes it's the networking that you do there and the people that you're really working with. Yes. Arrange an agenda. If you want to host knowledge, arrange an agenda and invite others to it. And whatever conference you're at, it's a little side meeting. Don't take away from the conference time, but in that breakfast, lunch, or dinner, you can do that. Or have a freaking party. So these 2 photos on the outside of this, Luz, one was in Miami a couple of years ago that we hosted, and Luz never lets me pay. I shouldn't probably say that out loud on these parties that we have, but she had this amazing condo overlooking the water. It was phenomenal. And we were in the condo itself. And then this last year we did another one, but we were at the pool deck. Luz, we have Super Summit slides, in a minute, but talk about these parties and what you do with people.
Well, as everybody say, my energy is what people are attracted the most. And I remember when it was this Agent 2021, there was an event that Gary Vee did here in Miami, and the event was coming to Miami. So I asked my coach, what can I do to create an experience for the people that are coming to Miami? And then she said, well, what about if you hold a cocktail hour? And I was, but the place that the event is going to be held at is so far away from the places that I want to take them. And I remember she said, don't worry, just do it. And whoever will come, will come. Well, yeah, I was coachable, and I'm grateful for that. So I did my event at a place here in Miami called Sugar. It's a beautiful, stunning rooftop. So if you're ever in Miami, make sure to go to that place. You will absolutely love it. And only 8 people showed up. And I was between disappointed and I didn't know, but I was okay because I didn't know what to expect at the end. The event was all the way to Miami Gardens and I was all the way in Brickell. But what happened on that day was, it was Monday, or I don't remember. It was a weekday. So on that weekend, that Saturday, from that following weekend, I got a call from an agent in Washington, D.C., Robin Burnett, and she said, hey, Luz, I just came from Miami, and one of my clients that live in Italy called me saying that they want to buy a second home in Miami, and I still have your information here on my kitchen counter. And I was well, yes, of course, tell me. And then that day I talked to the client and we were able to secure a beautiful house here in Miami for them. And that taught me that it doesn't matter how many people come. It doesn't matter how many people you meet at the events. The goal is not to meet 100 people. The goal is to connect with 5, 10, but those connections have to be meaningful. You have to take the time to really get to know that person. Because I remember
that
Robin said that they was I came to your event, but I have to go right away because she had dinner plans. But she said, I felt it was so nice from you to take the time to put an event to welcome us.
Yeah. So and Miami is a beautiful city, and Luz is the mayor of Miami. So she tells you everything in it. If you go to Miami, you got to see Luz. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Thank you for pointing that out, Mary. Something that I heard agents say sometimes, oh, I am not a tourist guy. Guys, when you live in a place like Miami, like Naples, like Marco Island, like New York, big cities, you have to be whatever you have to be. Because when people come to your town, that's when you make connections. The other day, a guy sent me a message through Facebook, and he said, Luz, I am going to Miami from Brazil with my girlfriend, and I wanted to take the opportunity that my girlfriend's parents are flying with us, and I want to propose in Miami. Where do I?
Oh my gosh.
And I was, I can help you. What do you need? Do you need photographer? Do you like? And when I saw the post that he chose my number one pick, I was like, wow, I was part of that. You know, we have to be able to give. I think that will resume everything. Have that sense of giving, because when we give truly, the universe will give us back. Like, there is no way that you cannot get anything back. The universe.
I have that quote. I have that quote, Luz, in another slide, but we're going to put up a poll, whatever they are called, and if you're in a mastermind, yes, no. So go ahead and answer that. Right now we have 54 people participating, and all the ones that else signed up, they're all going to be sad that they weren't here. But go ahead and answer that as we go through this. Let's go to the next slide, Jules. Jules and I are in the same room, but she doesn't let me run the PowerPoints.
Well, this is here, I say.
Let me tell you, that's true. All right, so I don't know that we got our photos up here. Sorry about it. It looks like we missed out on some of our photos, but
no, that's okay. Super social, yeah.
We had them there, but maybe I deleted them. I'm not sure. Again,
No.
don't
We
put me in
have
charge.
last year we have the COVID one. That was a cool one.
Yeah, so she does have a slide next after this. So this Summit Super Social, how many years have you been doing it now, Luz?
We have been doing Super Social for 7 years. We have a core group, which is you, Brian Olivar, Ryan from Atlanta. There is Betsy and Alan Thompson in Virginia Beach. There is Jessica Forrester. She is also here in Florida in the Panhandle area. There is our dear Tonti Saki Maui and myself. So we are 6 like the core members. And then every year or every event, we invite other agents to come and participate. And the idea of the Super Social is for us to have that welcoming party before every event. Like usually the day before of the event, everyone is traveling and rushing, travels got canceled, and like there is so much stress. So the intention of this Super Social is for us to meet in a safe space where we can connect to each other, we can meet new people, and it is a place that is not about, oh, this person is with this company, or this is a X event. Like, no, it is like a group of people, very caring and loving people that decide to put these events together for other agents to go mingle and connect to each other. The goal.
And how many went? How many went last August?
Last event, we have over 800 people. And the good thing about the Super Social, it has been growing up and up every year. I remember, as I said, the first event I did here in Miami was only 8 people. By that time, the Super Social didn't exist. It was only me. Then I did another event here in Miami at the same rooftop. I was at a conference here in Miami, South Edge, and then I did an event at that same rooftop. And then from that moment, I met Brian, I met Jessica, I met Betsy. And then together, we created this amazing Super Social that keeps growing every single year.
It does. Now make sure you did your poll, and let's show some pictures what it looks like. Some of the parties that she's had. I think there is the next slide on that, Jules, right? That shows that. Okay. So yes. Not only is Luz like amazing at giving parties, she is an amazing marketeer. Let me tell you.
I'm not. I have people.
She has people, but she has people that she gives direction to, and that's what this is. So you can see we did some of these in Vegas. There's usually 2 main ones, right? One before Elite. Anyone
Yes,
in our
and
Tom
one
Ferry
before
ecosystem?
a summit. Yes, that is
And one
correct.
before summit. And then if she's going to speak or has something else, then she has another party. Luz and party are synonymous. That, let me tell you, from that perspective. So do we have the results of our poll? She's pulling it up as
Also,
we
I will
speak.
say for all the people that are here, it doesn't have to be like, if you are Tom Ferry or not, just follow us at Tommy Super Social, because we will always do all the events that we're doing on those conferences. You will get all the information and you will be the first to know what event we are doing and when and what is the thing. And we will love to see you there.
Yeah. And you can network. That's the biggest thing, whether you're in person
that's the best part.
or as one of our folks that are on one of our socials. So that super, super fun. The fun doesn't stop with Luz. We had a 50-50 poll. Are you in a mastermind? 50% said yes, and 50% said no. So let's go on to the next slide, Jules. Again, I'm not allowed to touch the slides. We're going to put up another poll. Are you in a Facebook group? Now, these are three that I will tell you. One is one that we have, a couple are, this Agent Referrals is a group that we have for our Florida connection. Because in Florida, I don't know where all of you are coming from, we have a lot of folks that don't know where they want to be, and they don't know, and so we refer a lot to each other. Jamie Engel and I don't know how many dollars we've traded, but we've traded quite a bit. Luz has been amazing in Miami and surrounding areas. But this, you want to either start one or join one. So, and there's a whole bunch of other ones out there. Bartos Group Uncovered, this is a photo of my team a long time ago. Somebody told me I should rename it because maybe uncovered is not a good thing to say, like, looking under the kimono. I don't know, just saying. And then our company has 1,500 agents, and we can network and talk about things in there as well. Remember, you want to contribute. You want to recommend other agents in other markets. So if in one of these Facebook groups that you're in, somebody says, hey, do you know somebody in that market? Be the knowledge broker to give them that person. And third, ask questions and be a participant. Be coachable, be willing to be vulnerable in these groups, because that will come out and come through. Luz, what do you have to say about the Facebook group?
Well,
I mean, clearly
I have
Super
to
Summit
say
Social.
that one day I had a question about virtual assistants, and I wrote on one of those Facebook groups, hey, I'm considering hiring a virtual assistant who has experience. And in seconds, I got a call from Candace. And she was like, hey, Luz, I just saw your post. How can I help? And I was like, oh my God, I just posted it. So that day she taught me, be willing, be available. Yes, we are busy, but you cannot tell me that you don't have 5 minutes to help someone in your network. You cannot tell me that you don't have 5 minutes to listen to someone and see how you can find a solution together. So that day was amazing. I have right now 2 virtual assistants. My whole marketing team is virtual as well. And it has helped me leverage my business in so many ways.
Absolutely. And all from a question when she was vulnerable and somebody that was willing to contribute and quote help, which I love that. Paula said, I just hired a VA.
When you are participating on those groups, people keep seeing your name. So sometimes I get referrals. Not sometimes, a lot of time I get referrals for people that I don't even know, but they know someone who know me.
Absolutely. Jill, did we get the Facebook poll back? What is it? Let's put it up there. 48% said yes, they contribute, and 16% said no. All right, that's fair. All right, let's go to the next slide. We're working on that slide. Okay. Agent to agent referral partners. Now, I didn't really have a photo of this because I probably should have put up Jamie's photo, but I want you to think outside the box. So what can you do here where you are? So one of the things in our area is we have a lot of rental companies, and they want to you know, they have a lot of people that stay in their homes, because it's, in our case, it may be short-term rental, could be long-term rental, annual, but many of them don't sell. So do you have a relationship with them? Do you have a relationship with agents that personally invest but don't want to deal with all of the stuff, or they're in a different market and then they introduce you to their sphere? Demetria Williams, she is incredible. I must have done 15 deals with her. I met her, she was buying a house and then she sold it, she bought another one, and, you know, on and on and on. And she's introduced me to her sphere. Agents that are in the outskirts of your market, like, where do you specialize? But there's ones that don't want to come, whether they're looking at a listing or they just know they won't do a great job. I mean, the state of Florida, we can sell the entire state, but it would be silly for me to go to Miami or to Key West or the Keys or, you know, anywhere just because it's a big deal. I would rather get 50% of something, or in this case, 25% of something, than 100% of zero.
Yeah.
And
100%.
that's what happens if you're not the expert in that area. So, you know, develop those relationships with people that you know that don't want to really specialize in your area. Now, this is a juicy one. Sunsetting agents. I think we have a ton of them that are going to come in and really start to sunset. They didn't do it during COVID because everything was easy and moving. But now that it's hard, they are going to have a whole book of business. That's a referral that keeps paying for itself. Go on and on and on and on. Last but not least on the list that I have is builders. You know, I developed a relationship with a builder who was also an agent, and we did quite a bit of business. Plus, he was doing new construction in a community that had he paid for the leads to come in through Instagram and Facebook, and he just handed them to me, and then I just paid a referral back. Don't ever get stingy on the referrals. Make sure that if you know they deserve more than 25%, then that's the case, or that you offer it, because quite honestly, they don't realize that's another income source for them.
100%.
Luz, what else you got on this one?
Well, I have so many great stories about agent-to-agent referrals. And the two ones that come to my mind right now are when you were talking about the relationship that we create with other agents and being able to get their sphere transferred to us. During COVID, I remember I was promoting a lot of condo here in Miami for Airbnb. There was this agent that I was introduced for someone else. And at the end, he helped me close 15 deals in that.
Isn't that awesome?
Like 15 deals from other agents that he knew in other markets who will be interested in buying Airbnb here in Miami.
That's fantastic.
It's just being always open to create new connections and new relationships, and more important now more than ever, be always on social, because this guy knew about this project because I was on my Instagram every single day talking about that project. And then one day he DM'd me, he asked me a question, and then we went on the contract, and then next day he said, oh, I'm gonna send you my body X, and then I will send you my body Y. And then and at the end, I ended up creating beautiful relationship with all those agents that now they also send me clients. That's
awesome.
One. And number two, you will also saying about like, don't be stingy. I had an agent who referred me a client 3 years ago. It was a very difficult situation. The contract said 1 year, but you know, the lady was getting divorced. Like it was a very long process. So 3 years forward, finally the lady got divorced, she got the properties, and then we start selling the property. And then I called that agent and I said, well, I know it has been a long time, but guess what? She finally got divorced and we are finally putting one of the properties on the market. And I'm sending you your check. And she was like, oh my God, Luz, but I don't even know where that contract is. And I said, like, don't worry, I have it on file. It said that it was for 1 year, but I will never have met this lady if it wouldn't be for you. So I'm sending you your referral.
I love that. I love the non-stingy part.
She was like, I can't believe it. So at the end, is our reputation.
Absolutely.
I have a phrase in Spanish that said, poor people, the only thing we have is the reputation that we have built. So it costs so much time to build a reputation. we have to make sure to protect it all the time.
Yeah.
And that's something my grandfather taught me when I was a little girl. He used to say, always do what is right.
I love that.
Be okay in life. And he's true.
It's true. Go ahead, Jules, on to the next one. We'll go through this. So proof's in the pudding, the money. Luz and I were talking about this. I think she's traveling, et cetera. We didn't get her numbers. But at the Bartos Group in 21, which I think was a unicorn year, we did almost 600,000 GCI in referral business. That's not bad. As another lead source that if you work it, it works for you. In 22, it was 311,000. Year to date, we're at about 164,000. So the market's kind of finding its balance. But what if you could have another 100, 200? So we're going to put up a poll in there to say, and if you're an influencer and you don't know how much, that's cool. But it's a poll to say, how much revenue do you get, GCI, in referrals a year? So if you're getting up more than 150,000, that's awesome. Jules is going to look at that in a minute. Go ahead, Jules, to the next screen. Wait a minute, before you do that, Luz, I know we talked and you're like, yeah, 21 was my best year. I didn't go back any further. Did you get a chance to tally those numbers? I know you've been traveling.
No, I don't have it now with me, but the numbers that I do have is the number that were presented at the Tom Ferry Summit.
Okay.
And the last 5 years, I have done 875,000 in GCI for agent to
Almost
agent.
$1 million.
Almost.
I mean, if you are looking for extra money in these days, which, here's one of the reasons why I'm preaching this, preach it, sister, to my entire team. NAR came out with a study that said 62% of sellers, 62% of sellers are going to find their agent from someone they know or somebody that was referred to them. Wouldn't that be great? The easiest business for me is when I refer out. So these outs, like you can see, we did 131,000. I think, Jamie, you were probably part of that, one of those that year. And that we gave out the money. We didn't have to do the work, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they did the work. We gave the referral out and we got the check when it closed.
Mm-hmm.
That is easy money. And,
Yeah.
For me, the work that we do, these are gross commissions. So our agents, on the inside, when you're giving it to me, they're on splits. But when it's coming and we're giving it out to someone, we barely take anything. So I say that because I think that we're all like, we forget 62% of sellers do business with somebody that they know or somebody that was referred to them. Yeah. Wouldn't you love to have that in somebody outside your market, et cetera?
And also,
go ahead, Jules.
Something, maybe like the story that I was telling you about the client from 3 years ago, the agent from 3 years ago, she doesn't even know this client. Like, she has never met this client. Someone that she knows, an attorney, called her when that lady contacted the attorney asking for information that, going through the divorce. And she happened to have that relationship with our attorney. So it is very important for us as well to create relationships outside of our, direct agents, but like attorneys, insurance company, mortgage lenders, or anyone, financial advisors. I think we have such a great opportunity to build businesses throughout the network that we have. Like, everyone in our network, let's see them as a referral partner, someone that can send us a business. Yes, some of them might be licensed and we will have to pay a referral fee, but some of them, like, I know for sure when I send that referral fee to her, she didn't have to pay anything to that attorney because it wasn't an agreement between the two of them. But she ended up getting $5,000 for a referral fee for a client that she had never even met. Isn't that amazing?
Hey, free money. It's manna from heaven.
Free money. Let's go shopping. Let's go buy some real estate.
Yeah, Luz loves to shop. I don't know how many rooms she has of shoes, but I'm pretty confident every room other than the one she's in her closet is filled with shoes. Now you have this referral partner. Now what? You're going to communicate with them. You're going to gift them after the referral was given, like right away. Like, they give you a referral, send them a gift, send them a card, do something. When it closes, yes, you just gave them 25% of that money, but they'll give it to them. Your top referral partners. So, You know, this is so incredible because we did an event, agent to agent in Florida, and we invited in, I want to say,
We have to do
Luz.
one again, remember?
We do. We've had storms and some other stuff, but the little gift on the right is a little candle that, you know, it says referrals are our flame. That's one that we did to just say thank you for coming to the event. I got this amazing gift, by the way, from Luz, and I think there's a better picture of it. We just snapped that one on the next slide, right, Jules? She's working on it. Look at that. So it came with what? Coffee. It came with this cool mug, like only Cuban coffee, right? Wasn't it Cuban coffee? Tell us what was in it.
Well, on there is a story of coffee here in Miami. There is a coffee called Bustelo. So when people come to Miami, everybody wants a Cuban coffee. So on that box, there is the mug, instantaneous Cuban coffee, and there is a brochure that says Luz is taking over Miami. So it has a lot of insight about Miami, places to go shopping, sightseeing, the places that I love here. And like I have so great feedback from people when I send that little box, because I guess they feel all the love that we put into the box for them to feel our gratitude for the trust that they have in us when they are referring us their clients.
And the boxing is pretty cool. You know, when you go into Apple and you get the whole boxing system?
Yeah.
That's how this was. You opened it and it was just joyous. Hey, Jules, did we get a response on that poll? And it is coming up. So we have a lot of people that 81% are tapping in at the 0 to 50. And we have one that's in the 150 plus. So the rest kind of 13% in that 50 to 100. Hey, guys, this is a great way, honestly, to get another pillar. That's why you're on this. You know, let's face it, you're on this call for this. All right, we are going to put up another poll. I promise you this will be the last one, but we like it when you're interactive because it's hard in this format. The last poll that we're going to put up is, do you gift your referral partners? Yes or no? So we're going to look through that as we go on to the next slides, Jules.
And that's another thing, like I think that it is a special touch when you send someone a gift. Who doesn't like gift? Like, who doesn't like surprises? So like for people that work, like, you know, in big companies that the checks go to corporate, it will take a long time, I guess, for them to receive their check. Isn't that nice that, you know, they get this beautiful surprise from you saying, you know, from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for thinking of me. I know that you have so many options when it comes to referral your business in X or Y market. And I am so grateful that you chose me inside of so many amazing agents in my market. So like, I will feel amazing when I get those gifts.
Absolutely. Who doesn't love to get a gift in the mail? I mean,
Hello.
That's awesome. Everyone loves to open a gift and like, oh, this is like manna. I'm glad, Paula, that you are enjoying the mug that we sent you. That is awesome. I want to talk briefly about a program that we rolled out a few years ago, like pre-COVID, so I don't even know how long ago it was an agent to an agent referral program. Now, Luz and I are in Tom Ferry Network, and Tom came up with a really cool one where I can go in and search, but before that, we didn't have one. And I would invite you to join the bartosgroup.com/referral, put in all your markets that you do, because let's face it, it's more than sometimes it's that remote city that at least I'm geographically challenged. So I'm not sure where that remote city is close to. And if, you know, we have boundaries of how far we go. So we'd love to do that. You can put in a video. By the way, when we rolled this out, I did at an event, I did a breakfast and we brought people together and we had them record a video and upload it and sign in. So if you have something, teach it. That's why these master classes are out there, is to share the knowledge and share the wealth. Because honestly, we love to give referrals as much as we love to get them, because we don't have to do any work. We just have to know that you're cool. So that's the page on that. Jules, go ahead to the next one. Let's see. Questions. We have, did we get the answers to that poll on gifts? All right, here we go. It's almost a 50-50 split that you gift your partners, your referral
now
partners.
you know that it's very important for you to send some gift think out of the box. I like outside of the or think outside of the box. Think about what do you have in your town that it will be meaningful. It doesn't have to be anything expensive. The idea is for you to send something that when people see it, they remember you once again. It's just like to recreate that beautiful experience when people open that little gift. Something like the same way, like for instance, I send the coffee because it's relatable to Miami, and Mary sends that beautiful candle that it smells amazing, by the way. So I remember when I have that candle, every time I burn, I was like, oh, I want to go to Naples.
It's paradise. It smells like
It's
coconut.
paradise. Yes, yes.
It smells like paradise.
Yes, think about like whatever it is that you have in your town that you can send something that people can keep it and they can have it with them and they can remember you every time they see it.
Love that. Luz, I think we have do we have any questions here that I think somebody said they hired a VA, they got that from a group. Florida Agent here, what's the name of the Facebook group? Agent to Agent. We can send it to you, Francisco. Jules, grab that one. We had a lot of thank you, Luz, for putting this on. Rebecca said she went to Super Summit Social and she loved it. She had no idea what she was getting into. Tracy, we're glad you love this information. Awesome. Rebecca loved it. Great point about connections and meetings. What other questions do you have that you'd like to ask Luz? She is an open book, as you can see.
Yes.
She's excellent at what she does.
And I want to say something, like I see my friend Francisco Ramirez is here, so I wanted to share about our friendship. I met Francisco Summit 2021 after COVID. I think, yeah, it was the first summit after COVID. And then we ran into each other and then we laughed about something. I don't even remember what was it. But the thing was, like, it was his first summit. And then I asked him, like, hey, do you know anyone here? And he said, like, no. And I said, like, don't worry, I will introduce you to people. So now when I go to those events, I see Francisco with so many friends and I go like, so now you don't have time even to grab a coffee with me? And we laugh all the time. But the good thing is that the reason why I'm sharing this is, like, when you don't know so many people in an atmosphere, always connect with others. And that's the idea, that you have, like, if you are someone like me that is very influent and that I get to meet so many great people inside any ecosystem, take the time to introduce those new ones to your friends, to your circle, because that's the power of collaboration. You now, like, you know, I was on the R and one of my very good friend, Norma, was here in Florida. And she was like, I know you're going to be in the R, but Francisco's going to take so great care of myself. And I was like, oh my God, isn't that amazing? Like, I was able to introduce both of them. And now they have this beautiful relationship. And that's something that we have to do all the time. It doesn't matter where we are. We get to know so many people. Let's bring others into this group. Bring others into our surrounding, into our vibration. So that way, we can expand everything we know in the relationship that we have been able to build. So Francisco, if you are still here, thank you so much for being here.
I love that. And the point I take away is the biggest gift you can give to someone is that of an introduction to somebody else.
Exactly. Because also remember, when people come to those events for the first time, it might be overwhelming, because it was overwhelming to me the first time. So now, like now that we were in Dallas for Summit, there is a guy from Miami that he's with my coach, and I wasn't, like, he told me it is my first summit. I did exactly what I did with Francisco, with Anthony, and people were saying, is he in your team? No, but he's another great agent in Miami. I want for you to meet him. So don't never be afraid that someone else will take business away from you. There is so much business for everybody, and everybody have a different energy, and people connect with people the different way. So
so true. So true. We had a question in here that said, where do we get, Luz, where do you get your biggest referral areas? Where is that?
I will say New York, like New York, New Jersey, and California.
Yeah, people are flooding out of California. That's not my biggest, but I'd say we're still the Midwest. But I will tell you, let's see who asked me from. Michelle.
Like, you know,
Michelle,
that I have gotten referral from you, that people that want to sell here in Miami to move to your area as well.
yeah,
And like Jamie as well, like it was a guy that wanted to buy a house in the Keys, and they needed to sell the house here in Miami to be able to move to the Keys. So, but like my junk is from California, New Jersey, and New York.
love that. And Michelle, I will tell you that New Jersey, Florida is a new garden state. So just FYI, we get a lot of people coming from Florida, from New Jersey, but it's a very distinct people that go to our coast on the West Coast versus Luz on the East Coast. They have to be wired a little bit slower to come over to the West Coast of Florida because we drive them nuts.
Yes.
But we also get a lot of referrals from agents within the state. It's awesome. Paige says, I love sending yes, I love sending gifts to my referral partners. That's wonderful. And Luz, you're being denied here. It's not coffee you catch with Francisco. It is tequila, just FYI. She did not shake my hand. She gave me a big hug, super energy, super lady. That's what Karen said. And that's true. I don't know that Luz, I've ever had her shake my hand either. It's always like, come on in here. And I didn't even know her well at first.
Well,
So
you know,
that's
that's
awesome.
something that I have learned. Like at the beginning, I was absolutely a hugger until one day said like, and I froze. And I was like, what? How am I? Like, I felt so awkward. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. and the lady was like, I'm not a hugger. And that's okay too. I learned.
I don't know if you're like me, but I'm always like, are you a hugger? And if they say no, I'm like, back up. Like I'm half launched, but not really.
But like, you know,
like you.
Like when people open up to me, I go like, come out here. Hugging is so beautiful. You get to, I don't know, to transmit all your energy and exchange that beautiful energy into each other. And oh my God, I get goosebumps because it's so amazing when you get a good hug. Like I love it when some people hug me and they go like, oh my God, it's so good to see you. Like it feels amazing. But I learned.
Wait a minute, we got another question. You're right. She can launch in with a hug. She can do it with her words too. What do you send to agents in other markets to stay top of mind? Luz, you want to answer that first?
Yeah, something that I do, there is a lot of controversy here. Some people say like, don't put agents in your newsletter. I'm guilty, I do. I get so many great compliments from my newsletter. There's always great happening in Miami. So I want to share that with my referral network. Something that we are doing now, like we actually start doing after Summit, was to send those agents only one newsletter a month before we were sending one every week, like they were all in our send database with all my clients. But now we are switched. So one day a month, we are going to track to see what is the impact. And if we get less referral, then, you know, we're going back to every week. I am always very intentional about creating those relationships. So like when they have birthday, I will call them, text them, or send them a video. I will create one cam video every month to say, hey, happy birthday. Like it doesn't have to be personalized. Something that I recently learned is there is an app with NI that we can, like, you know, put a name in the same video. So I'm gonna that's something that I will figure out how it works. But mostly it's like, you know, be present when every time that you get to meet those people, really be present and create those connections and text them like the same way that you will connect with your clients. You know, once a week, take some time to just have a simple conversation. Hey, how are you? I hope that everything is good with you. I was just thinking about you. Whatever make you feel present in the front of that person. And like, you know, when my birthday, like go to Facebook, like I go to my Facebook page every day. I see all the birthdays that are coming on that day. And that's something, oh, this is very important. every time that I go to a conference, when I come back, I send all the business card to my assistant, and not only we add it to the database, but she makes sure that she friends all the people that I meet. So that way that connection keeps going. And we do it on Instagram and on Facebook as well.
Nice. That's a great tip. You had several people. Annie Freed said she loves your newsletter, and so did Mercy. No, Mercy said, can I get on your newsletter? Of course. Everyone that's on this she'll add to that. She'll get the list of who came. What do I do to stay top of mind? I'm a little bit, I have to do things in groups. So I like to do these types of things where we're sending out knowledge and sharing the knowledge. That's one thing that I do probably the most, just because I think that when you're, for me, I'm running, almost a $500 million company. So I've got to really utilize that time to get everything done. But, what she said about birthdays, and again, if you can send it in a newsletter, that's awesome. And you can do that, but you heard her say it. It's gifts, it's texts, it's, staying top of mind in that way. Cards.
The connection.
Yeah. It's so important. So important.
And this is what I will say, Mary, and I know that we are like almost wrapping up here. This is what I will say on my notes to close out. Think about, what do you have that is special? What is that special gift that you have that you can share with others? And if you are a little bit like me, that gift that I have that I cannot buy is time. So let's take some time and give some time to others.
I love that. Jules, we've got one of the things that we're going to do is, I think, share. You will get all of Luz's contact information if you don't have it, some at Super Social, some of the other things, and a copy of the slides.
And feel free to follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is Luz, V as in Victor, Abreu, Abreu.
Flip that one next. So we are going to do, I was doing these every month, and next month we're going to do some seller seminars. So we're going to do one in November, right before the holidays, when you're talking and thinking about your customers, and it's from houses to hugs, crafting client relationships in real estate. Because that goes from agent to agent referral. Now these people that know people, and you want to do that. Let's face it, right now, it's an interesting time we're in real estate, and a lot of people will leave out of the market. So anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know that this is something we're doing on every month or every other month. You'll get an email from us with all of the stuff. You'll get on Luz's email if you want that, her newsletter. She'll have all your contact information. So thank you so much. If I don't have another question, we just want to say thanks for joining. And the next time we have one, we'd love to see you come again to the next masterclass.
Of course. Mwah. Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh, you're the rock star. Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye. That was amazing. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. I'm sorry the slide thing got all confused.
Don't worry, they work out very well. So
yeah.
Julia, thank you so much. I know that we put some stress on you, but thank you so much. You did amazing.
Did you hear? Oh, she said you did so amazing. We know we put stress on you. I usually play it, but my speaker on this computer is all raspy. So I've got everybody in my earbuds, but I love you to pieces. I can't wait to see you again.
I can't wait to see you. I'm going to see if I can make it to that crafty event that you have in November.
Great. Awesome. Thanks.
Awesome.
Bye.
Bye. Ciao.